Hey everyone, Darren here, aka Irish Latino Reacts, Irish on the bottom, Latin American on top, and today we are watching the finale of Season 2 of Babylon 5. Alright everyone, the final collection of notes for this season, right now, in your face. I can't believe we are here. Last episode was an interesting one, so it's going to be an interesting one to wrap up, to talk about right now. First thing I'll say is that a couple of my Patreon supporters said that I kind of missed the idea or the main point of last episode. As you saw, I was getting a little tired of Sebastian's shtick. He basically wanted to push Darren to the breaking point and ultimately make her admit that she would sacrifice herself for a single other life form, forsaking any fame or remembrance. Now, okay, I got that. It just took a long while to get there. I felt that Sebastian, because he was just kind of trying to break her, his rhetoric got repetitive, and thus I got annoying. So I'm sorry. I like everything on not just this show, but I've said plenty of times that like when you watch something a second time, and especially me, I'm watching it a second time while editing, so it's slowed down. You tend to appreciate things more. So I definitely appreciate Sebastian's his outlook and the guy's acting and all that a little more. Yeah, like Darren pegs him correctly, extremely correctly, when she said that you're just trying to mask your own insecurities. She said that in few more or less words, your own insecurities, by lashing out and trying to bring others down with you, down to your level and your depth of self-loathing, perhaps. And that, of course, goes even deeper when we realize who he really is, and we'll get to that. I have a note here that will just piggyback off of that. I wrote, compared to Len's belief in her holy cause to Laura Roslin's belief in hers from Battlestar Galactica. She was the president, not giving too much away, but over the course of that show, she kind of became and believed her to be this one savior, this holy figure based on scripture language. And Darren hasn't really been that overt about it. So that's actually kind of, I was a little taken aback with some of Sheridan's rhetoric towards her, accusing her of thinking you have a destiny and you think you're special, don't you? Oh, and if you're so special, the world's not going to let you die. It's not going to let me kill you. And so, yeah, a little more out of left field from Darren, but it does seem like Sheridan was onto something at that point where Darren's like, yeah, I do have a destiny, towards the middle sections of his interrogation. So they kind of, in both ways, they both were pegging each other down throughout that. So pretty cool. Let's see. So the Veer scene. I said I was going to appreciate it more on the second watch, regardless of how much I appreciated it on the first watch. And I was right. It's so good. And of course, I'm talking about the elevator scene where I don't know how many, I should have timed it, how long it took for Veer to finally spit something out. And I'm not complaining. Like all that non-dialogue acting, say it again, non-dialogue acting was amazing. His mannerisms, walking back in the elevator, realizing Jakar's there, walking forward, looking over his shoulder, turning back quickly, kind of looking over trepidatiously again, and finally saying something. It was incredible. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite scenes in the entire show so far. Not much more to say about it. It's a little self-evident, but I will say, and this is really odd, it reminded me of this one scene in Before Sunrise. I don't know if you guys know of that trilogy of movies from the 90s, Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, Before Midnight. Amazing movies, nothing sci-fi or anything, just about a couple that happen to meet in Europe. In the first one, they meet, and there's this scene where they're standing, I'm trying to remember it exactly, they're standing in like this listening booth and they're listening to this record, but they're really close together. And for kind of a extra awkward amount of time, they're just standing there and the camera's just on them. They're kind of just looking around, smiling at each other and not saying anything. That was the whole scene. It probably was like 45 seconds or something like that. I thought it was a brilliant scene. Obviously, much different connotation than the Veer scene, where the Veer scene is very dark, but it's still, there's some relationship, there's some overlap between those two scenes, and I like them for the same reason. So sorry for that little tangent, that little rant. Okay, let's get to the end of last episode, which is wherever that ranks, it's kind of mostly going to be about the ending. I just want to reiterate that though the Veer scene might be one of the best scenes, the ending of last episode was one of the best moments, which of course is the reveal of Sebastian's true identity on Earth. I don't have to say it out loud. So the difference between a great scene like Veer's and a great moment is that the moment includes not only the scene, but of my reaction to it, it includes my reaction to it, how it made me feel. And of course, in this instance, includes the fact that I mentioned the identity unknowingly earlier in the episode, just as an offshoot, kind of me, like, I'm a big history buff, and I was like, oh, that's kind of around like where this character was, like, but I got the year slightly wrong by maybe 3 or 4 years. Like, he got out before that murdering psychopath. So, yeah, like, I'll never forget when it was made clear who Sebastian was. It's like, God, that's going to stick with me forever. I'd like to thank all of my Patreon supporters for always supporting me. If you'd like to join them and gain access to full-length reactions nearly 3.5 weeks early, you can find a link down in the description below. That is the top tier $5 tier. There's also a middle tier $3 tier if you want to be 3 weeks ahead of the YouTube drops where you don't need your own copy. And there's also a dirt cheap $1 tier if you want to support me further than how you support me on YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube and you're not yet subscribed, please really consider doing so. It helps out the channel so much. I know every channel under the sun says that exact same thing, but it is so much more true for such a small channel as mine. Also, leave a like and leave a comment down below letting me know not only what you thought of this episode, but of my reaction to it. So, without further ado, let's get into episode 22, the finale of season 2 of Babylon 5.
Firing.
This is a training exercise? Because those are Star Furies.
You're dead, Zeta Leader.
Yep, training exercise. Dead. Interesting to start the finale. So I'm approaching this with like no expectations.
If the enemy does something unexpected, don't try and keep the lock on. Get out of the line of fire before you try reacquiring your target.
Okay.
Zeta Leader, you and the rest of Zeta Squadron continue practicing this maneuver until you get it right.
Yeah, really interesting to start the finale with a training exercise. You'd think they would have done this by now. Get some Veer, let's go, baby! Veer and Lanier!
Sometimes I get so close, and yet it seems I'm shut out of the important things.
Oh, Veer can relate.
Useless feeling. People coming and going in secret meetings.
You never know what it's all about until later, when it's too late.
They never listen to us.
Yeah.
It makes me nervous.
Woo! I like this vibe.
Same time tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay. Not the first time that they have met and rubbed shoulders.
I want all our fighters put through training exercises 3 times a week from now on. Everything that's going on, we need them in top fighting condition.
I feel like that should have been like
If they don't get any better, I'll start issuing live ammo.
established
Should have a very
way earlier than this.
inspirational
Train your fucking pilots.
Are you sure about this, Ambassador?
What had happened on Battlestar?
Most sure we do not mistake.
Oh.
Centauri have invaded both our territories.
Ooh.
They have taken one of our listening posts. They say they have liberated it. We hear they are preparing to attack other races, other worlds.
We did hear something about
War
this,
is
right?
spreading. Soon,
A rumor?
perhaps they even attack you.
Damn, Centauri, what are you doing, man? What are you fucking doing? There! Rubbing shoulders with Lanier!
Ambassador Malaria, as you requested.
Captain, I will have you know I was in the middle.
What the hell do you think you are doing?
Do not address me in that tone of voice. I came here out of goodwill because I was
Your
told that you...
forces are moving in on the Drazi and the Pakmara. You are destabilizing the whole area. What's wrong?
With you.
Bombing the Narn back to the Stone Age wasn't enough for you?
We are trying to stabilize the region, Captain.
Why?
Putting a
Did
buffer
it
zone
need
around the
stabilization?
Centauri Republic will lessen tension
Oh,
and
buffer
decrease
zone.
the risk of conflict.
You call it a buffer zone. The Drazi call it an invasion.
They are
Right.
exaggerating. We are merely establishing a presence.
Well, where does that presence end?
Yeah.
Tell me that, Ambassador.
Building a base?
Show me on the map where it's going to end.
Ooh.
Londo, everything is falling apart, and the Centauri are at the center of it all. Can't your people see that? Can't you see that?
Not falling apart to them.
Your authority ends at Babylon 5, Captain. Do not start getting delusions of grandeur. You will not survive them.
Ooh, that it sounds like a threat. Sheridan doesn't like threats.
You're the closest thing he has to a friend here.
I guess so still.
Is there any way to get through to him?
Not as long as he's afraid.
As long as he's afraid.
Look into his eyes sometime.
Okay,
You
Garibaldi's
can see how fast things are moving.
seeing through his soul.
Philando, it's
To his soul.
like being stuck on a wild horse.
Yeah.
You don't get thrown, so you hang on even harder.
That's a good analogy.
You know, half the time, I'm so furious with the guy I could break his neck. The other half, I feel sorry for him.
I kind of feel like that.
Well, I made a full report to Earth Dome. They could ignore the problem as long as it was just the Narn and Centauri fighting it out. But with the other races getting involved...
Yeah. This is gonna
Sheridan.
bring everybody
Just
into the
had an Earth
fold.
Force ship carrying a VIP come through the gate. It's Frederick Lance from the Ministry of Peace.
On my way.
We've heard of the Ministry of Peace before, right? Can remind me.
Maybe it's the ghost.
What ghost?
Oh, a couple guys say they saw something in hyperspace.
Oh.
Coming back from a job in Sector 14.
Sector 14.
Sounds like they've been sucking down thruster fumes.
Anybody else see it?
No, just them. Said it looked like a cross between a spider and your worst nightmare.
Keffer is very interested in this spider/worst nightmare.
Mr. Lance, welcome. It's good to see you.
Thank you, Captain. This is Mr. Wells, my co-director. He's in charge of
Lance
the
and
Night
Wells.
Watch program.
Pleasure, Captain. Commander Ivanova.
John,
How do you do?
I want you to set aside an office for me to interview the Centauri ambassador and those of the League of Non-Aligned Worlds whose territory has been infringed.
Already done.
As long as we're here, I'd like to check in on the local members of the Night Watch, if that's all right.
No, it's not
Oh,
a problem.
Night Watch
I've
come
assigned
back up.
Commander Ivanova as your liaison.
I was afraid Earth was never going to get involved in Centauri problem.
Oh, we can't stand by forever, you know. Our voice has to be heard.
But it never hurts to get a first-hand look to see what's really going on out here. Just to be sure we're doing the right thing.
Good sentiment. I still don't trust what they're saying. Are they really going to get involved? Itchy arm today, guys. Sorry.
Besides, scuttlebutt is that we're getting new Furies in next year, and you're next in line to get them.
This guy's
I
butthurt.
just want to talk.
Come on.
Like what? The ghost?
I don't have to.
It was jet black. Shade of black so deep your eye just kind of slides off it. And it shimmered when you looked at it. When it flies past, it's like you hear a scream in your mind.
That could be in
saw
a
it, too.
book.
And there was nobody out there to back me up. No evidence. They figured he got hit by a hyperspace shockwave. I swore I proved something was out there like nothing we've ever seen before.
Oh, you got shut down.
I tried looking for it on my own, but the captain told me to lay off. I gotta find it. Prove what happened.
Interesting. This
Look,
is coming back up in the finale.
You really saw this thing. You'd have to be out of your mind to go out looking for it.
Ah, pen.
What color is the pen?
Captain,
God.
picking up a jump point forming in Sector 39.
That's on the other side of the planet where nobody but us can see it.
Yes, sir.
Whoever it is doesn't want to be noticed.
Reading one Narn heavy cruiser. She's hailing us.
Put her through.
We were on deep patrol evaluating potential targets when the Centauri struck Homeworld. Since then, we have been fighting for our lives. Alone, without reinforcements, we will eventually be hunted down and destroyed. But with the support of others, we may one day help liberate Homeworld. To achieve that end, we must remain free. And Babylon 5 is our only hope.
All right, yeah, spit it out. Yeah,
We
Babylon
have
5 you
expended
want
the last
help.
of our energy in getting here.
Yep.
We request sanctuary.
It's that word again.
Commander, I hope I'm not disturbing you.
No, it's fine. What can I do for you?
I just thought we could talk for a moment, informally.
Well, this is about as informal as I get. Please.
I believe that.
Are you happy here?
Happy? Yes, I suppose
What is this
so.
guy's angle?
And now you're commander on a high-profile base like this. You should be proud.
Well, thank you.
So I was wondering what you thought your next step might be.
He's buttering her up.
Well, for the time being, I'm very happy right here. 5 years down the road, I don't know. Maybe running Babylon 5 as the captain decides to move on. Although the idea of captaining a starship has a certain appeal.
Well, the Night Watch is becoming more important back home. We have considerable support within Earthdome. The way you're going, I have every confidence that you'll get that starship within 5 years or so, but why not shave a year or two off that? We could do that for you.
In exchange for?
Your support, your help. Your position here could benefit us as much as we can help.
Support of the Night
You have
Watch?
access to certain information, certain reports about the comings and goings of various ships, people.
Oh, he wants intel.
Activities which may strike you as potentially dangerous or disloyal.
Okay, interesting.
Mr. Wells, as you say, I have access to a great deal of information. So I've been very much aware of the Night Watch for some time now.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw worried me, and now I see that my worries were justified.
Commander.
Yeah,
I've gotten where I am through hard work and loyalty. Loyalty to the people I work with, loyalty to Earth, and loyalty to the ideals of the Alliance. What you're asking violates all three. My hands are clean. Are yours?
Good, Susan, good.
You really don't understand. But that's all right. The offer will remain open.
I still don't get what the Night Watch
Open?
is really. I know it's like this. I think I called it quasi like neighborhood watch. That's what I compared it to whatever episode it first came up. But what is it really? Like I don't think we got a good idea or the answer to that in that scene.
The ship is holding position on the other side of Epsilon 3 where incoming ships won't see it. Since all outside data comes through here, no one will see it until we want them to.
Oh, thank you, Captain.
Oh,
This is the first good news I've had since the occupation began. Will you give them sanctuary?
I can't see any reason why not. Right now, we're giving them equipment to make repairs. After that's done, I'll formally notify Mr. Lance.
Mr. Lance?
Why?
He's here from the Ministry of Peace back home. He's looking into the Centauri problem.
Then Earth is ready to take sides?
I sure hope so.
Okay.
Do you think I can speak to him?
Didn't
I don't see why
expect
not.
Sharon
Be
to
in the
say
council
that.
chambers till 7.
Thank you, Captain. I'll go and prepare.
Wow. Jakar has a new spring in his step. That's not going to turn out well. Nah.
I'm glad to see we're adding new members to the Night Watch. Even though I don't recall seeing any recent reports from you, Mr. Allen.
Zach?
Hasn't been much to report.
How strange. Your associates have filed reports. One of them describes potentially disloyal acts on the part of a store owner in the Zocalo.
Well, he said he thought the new regs on imports were a little nuts, but I don't think...
Sedition comes in small packages as well as large ones, Mr. Allen.
Oh.
Now, perhaps this store owner is nothing more than a vaguely dissatisfied citizen.
That's all he is.
But how can we tell the real troublemakers from the innocent bystanders unless we're kept informed?
I thought we could exercise our own discretion. Yeah.
Of course you can.
No, you could not.
But the
According to
Night
your
Watch
tone.
exists to protect our people from misinformation and harmful ideas. Sometimes those harmful ideas can be very subtle. You might not recognize.
This is like...
But we know.
This is suppression of free speech
I
right
have
here.
reports from the others on dock workers consistently late for work, sabotaging efficiency. Several of your lurkers have spoken to reporters about poor conditions here and at home.
Well, they're
2 more
lurkers.
shop owners have openly criticized presidential decisions. Have you nothing to report?
Openly criticizing presidential decisions is anyone's right.
I guess I haven't been thinking in those terms. I'm not sure I'm really comfortable with it.
Good, Zach.
Can you verify the report about the store owner that I mentioned? He's already been named, so he wouldn't be adding anything new, just confirming what we already know.
I guess...
Say yes and then, like, dig into it. Say yes to
I mean,
save
yeah.
face for now.
I heard him
Yeah.
talking, but it's just talk.
That's fine. Yeah, you see, that wasn't so bad.
This guy sucks.
You learn.
Him and
You're
his
flexible.
stupid widow's peak.
You show great promise, Mr. Allen.
I have a slight widow's peak, but, like, nothing like that crazy vampire shit.
Wasn't able to get my gun camera around in time to get a picture, but my sensors picked up a change in local hyperspace when it went by. Left behind a trail of neutrino emissions like nothing I have ever seen before. It's all here. You go out looking for that thing, you're looking for death. From now on, I've got no part of this.
All right, Harvey.
That covers everyone in the League of Non-Aligned Worlds.
Yes, I think I'm now ready to speak with Ambassador Malari. If you take me.
Commander Ivanov, I've been looking for you. I take it this is Mr. Lance.
Yes, how can I help you?
This is Jakar, formerly Ambassador Jakar of the Non-Regime.
I understand you've come here to investigate the situation with the Centauri.
Well, yes, within certain guidelines.
If I could speak to you for just 5 minutes.
No, I'm afraid that's not possible.
Yeah, he's not going to
But if you'll just...
No, I'm sorry. Maybe later, Commander?
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Repairs are going slowly.
Don't like that.
With our energy resources down to almost nothing, our medical systems are barely functioning. We are unable to give proper care and attention to the sick and wounded.
What if you took your jump engines offline?
If we shut down the engines, it would take some time to reactivate them. It would leave us open and vulnerable to attack.
No one knows you're
As long as you're
there.
in Babylon 5 space, we'll protect you. You have my word. What can I do for you?
I've just received some very disturbing reports. I understand you've been conducting fighter exercises all week.
Well, that's correct. We have to keep our squads at peak efficiency.
Yeah,
And
what's
I
wrong with
heard
that?
from Mr. Wells that you have been using Centauri combat models.
How did you find...
That's not important. Is it true?
The Night
Have you
Watch?
been teaching your forces to fight the Centauri?
Well, with everything that's been going on, it seemed prudent.
Yeah,
This
prudence.
must stop at once. This jeopardizes everything. My entire...
What is this guy's angle?
I don't understand. You were sent here to investigate the Centauri.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I had to look at the situation before I could proceed. However, I'm satisfied with what I've seen. I've contacted Earthdome, and they have authorized me to proceed.
Proceed with
Yeah,
what?
proceed with what? Exactly.
I'm here to sign a non-aggression treaty with the Centauri.
Oh.
Before I leave here,
He's taking
there will
Earth
be an
out of it.
Earth-Centauri alliance that will guarantee peace for Earth. We will, at last, know peace in our time.
You're just like sidestepping everything, and you're what a cowardice move from Earth. Is that all what the Night Watch was about?
Mr. Wells, I'm sorry I missed the meeting, but there's something you should know.
Snitch?
A non-aggression treaty with the Centauri?
Yeah.
All this does is get us out of the way so the Centauri can move in on the other worlds.
Yeah.
Earth wants peace and they're willing to sacrifice everybody else in order to get it.
Captain
Feel that?
Sheridan,
What is it now, Ambassador?
I have just been informed that you have been sheltering a non-heavy cruiser. You'll turn it.
God, so many leaks. All these leaks from the Night
I'm
Watch?
sorry, Ambassador. Your signal is breaking up. I'll have to call you back.
Captain.
And how the hell did he find out?
Must have been Wells. He's got people everywhere.
Yep. The Night Watch.
Open up a channel to the Narn ship. Gotta get him out of here fast.
Yeah.
Nicole?
Centauri gonna shoot it
How
out
long
of the
before your
sky.
engines are repaired?
Not for some time. Why?
The Centauri know you're here. Can you navigate it all?
Yes, but
Jump point opening.
Shit.
Centauri battlecruiser is demanding we turn over the Narn warship to their custody.
Stand by.
Okay.
Keep this channel open.
I thought they were gonna jump to
Position between us and the jump
the
gate.
other
Blocking
side
the way out.
of
We
the
got Ambassador Malari on the lake.
planet.
Stall him. I gave him my word that we would protect them as long as they're in our jurisdiction. I'm not about to break that promise.
Right.
Launch Zeta Squad. Tell them to surround the Narn ship.
Okay. Good that they've been practicing with Centauri models.
I've just heard.
The treaty hasn't been announced or formalized yet. I promised them sanctuary.
And once again, you're jeopardizing everything I've worked for.
I'm sorry. Will someone please escort Mr. Lance off the command deck?
Data squadron ready for launch.
Launch.
Right. Sheridan with those big cojones.
Put Ambassador Malari through.
Captain Sheridan.
The Narn warship is under my protection. I have guaranteed the right of free passage. Once its engines are repaired, it will leave Babylon 5 space. After that, it's no business of ours. I've assigned a squad of fighters to escort the cruiser safely out of Babylon 5 space.
Does he know about
You tell your cruiser to withdraw at once.
the pending treaty?
Fire on any of our fighters, I will respond with deadly force. End.
Doesn't even give Londo a chance to respond. Good. Woo! Whoa, what kind of gun is that?
Fighters are in position. Can you move toward the jump gate?
yes, but not very quickly.
Centauri battlecruiser is changing position.
Are they targeting our fighters?
Is this
Targeting the Narn vessel,
gonna be the thing
Zeta squadron, and us.
that brings Earth
Send
into
favor,
the
target
war?
their ship.
Targeting eye.
Like the equivalent of
Zeta
Pearl
squad, stand
Harbor.
by. Continue escorting her out.
Obviously not a perfect analogy.
Centauri weapon system locking on.
They're trying to provoke us into making the first move.
I don't think so.
We've got an energy spike.
Oh, no. Shoot
Interceptors fired.
both ways at the same time? Oh my god. Fudge.
1 through 5, break and attack.
Come on, Kef, my man.
They're getting through.
Who's getting through what? Sorry, I'm... Oh, no. Uh-oh.
Launch everything we've got.
Everything you got, though. Come on, blow that Centauri cruiser out of the sky. This is definitely bringing Earth into the war now. Wow. Right before they were gonna try and never be a part of it. Okay, there goes the Narn ship.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Just got Earth into the war. That's fitting for the finale.
The Centauri are furious over this incident, Captain.
What was I supposed to do? Stand by and let them blow this place to bits?
You destroyed a Centauri warship.
You're damn straight.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't, you and I wouldn't be here to have this conversation. They fired first, Mr. Lance. I have an obligation to protect this station.
You had no business helping a non-cruiser.
Are you telling me to disobey regulations?
What regulations?
Earth Force personnel are required to answer distress calls and assist any vessel not currently involved in hostilities against Earth. Now, it may not have been politically convenient, but morally and legally, it was the right decision.
The Centauri government accuses you of moving Babylon 5 from neutrality to a pro-Narn position.
Captain Sheridan is correct in his assessment. He acted in accord with Earth Force regulations.
Huh.
However, the decisions leading up to those actions are another matter entirely. Had we been informed as soon as the Narn cruiser appeared, there would have been time to inform the Centauri, who would have had to find out about it secondhand. In the spirit of our newly formed treaty, we then could have turned over the warship while allowing the crew itself to
They found out
They wouldn't have cooperated.
secondhand
They'd have
because of
just
you,
shot over
Wells.
and done the same thing. You can't reason with them.
Now, you're quite wrong there, Captain. We have reasoned with them, and they have shown great patience. Now, despite their loss, and given the fact that their ship did fire first, they're willing to drop the whole matter in exchange for an apology.
Apologize for doing my job like hell.
This isn't a request, Captain. It's a direct order from the Joint Chiefs and the President. As this would be an act of insubordination, you would be removed from your position, and someone more reasonable would be installed to replace you.
God, hate to think of who that could be.
We've arranged for a meeting of the various ambassadors in 1 hour in the Zen Garden.
Just until she's clear of another gate and we're sure nobody's following us.
Okay, they're still escorting the
Computer, what
Narn
have you
ship.
got?
Registering unusual changes in local hyperspace.
Uh-oh.
Matching provided specifications.
Are they in hyperspace right now?
Emissions
Yeah.
up 8%.
Okay. Okay, here comes the creature.
Data leader, breaking off to investigate something. I'll catch up.
No, Kef, no. I still don't know if this thing in hyperspace is related at all to the Shadows, the Associates.
I apologize.
Just say that.
Sorry.
He's like, I apologize.
I'm sorry we had to defend ourselves against an unwarranted attack.
There you go.
I'm sorry that your crew was stupid enough to fire on a station filled with 250,000 civilians, including your own people. And I'm sorry I waited as long as I did before I blew them all straight to hell.
No one's hearing this, huh? There it is.
Gotcha.
It looks a lot like an associate.
Computer, follow unidentified ship. Begin recording.
Gotta gain some good intel on the Shadows this episode. The Drazi and the Pakmurar. What is Sheridan going to utter? Oh, shifty Centauri right there. Shifty Jakar.
I heard what happened. I thought if I spoke on Sheridan's behalf,
That may not be wise.
I still have a few supporters in the League. They will listen.
Interesting. Okay.
Being scanned by unidentified ship.
Attach homing beacon and eject system record.
Attaching a honing beacon to the... That's not gonna work. I just saw him like burning up. Oh no! Don't tell me Kefir's gonna die. Yeah, there's the... What are the Centauri gonna do? Yeah, I mean, the captain of all of the stations shouldn't really be going on like public transport like that. Oh god. What's gonna happen? Oh, it's just gonna be The Centauri. Oh, he's leaving too. Okay. Oh, no.
Computer.
Bomb,
Emergency
bomb,
override.
bomb,
Open
bomb,
shuttle doors.
bomb. Jump, and how high are you? Oh.
Vela's name.
Gosh, catch him maybe?
Emergency alert. We've had an explosion in the core shuttle. We need rescue jetpacks and we need them now.
What are you trying to do?
He's more or less weightless.
Okay.
The ground is rotating at 60 miles an hour. If we can't catch him, he'll be killed by the impact.
You won't have time.
Is he weightless or not? Like, it looks like there's less gravity. Gosh,
If
yeah.
you're going to do anything, you must do it now.
That's crazy. This is nuts.
Get there in 2 minutes. We don't have 2 minutes. You've got 30 seconds. We can't do it.
Is Delenn seeing him?
Valeria. Drushala. Shalana.
That's how Vorlons look like? Lando's like, what the fuck is that? What? So they look like everybody's deity? Wow. Wow, look at that. This is trippy as all hell. Wow, I did not think we were gonna see how Vorlon looks. Now what? Is he going back into the suit or? Wow. So what happened to the apology?
Wanted to see how you were doing.
The whole station is talking about what happened.
Huh.
Every race that was in the garden saw something different, yet the same.
Cool.
A being of light.
Nice.
Yes.
That's what he meant when he said that if he left his encounter suit, he'd be recognized by everybody.
For millions of years, the Volans have visited other worlds, guided them, and...
Manipulated us. Programmed us so that when we saw them, we would react the right way.
It is, as you say, a matter of perspective. The Shadows will know what Kosh has done. They will worry, afraid that he would not reveal himself unless the Volans were prepared to stand against them.
Are they?
I do not think so. But as long as the Shadows believe the rest of us are unaware of their existence, we have time to prepare.
She said that before.
Lieutenant Keffer is missing.
Shit.
It was a good sign for the coming year. This place has been blessed.
And Lano didn't see anything like that, I bet. He didn't see the great maker.
And you, Ambassador Molari, what did you see?
Can't believe Drassi's talking to him. He saw like the angel of death or something.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
Yep. That tracks. That makes sense. Sorry, buddy.
It was the end of the Earth year 2259, and the war was upon us. As anticipated, a few days after the Earth-Centauri Treaty was announced, the Centauri widened their war to
the
include
treaty
many of the
still
non-aligned worlds.
Went
And there was another
ahead.
war brewing closer to home. A personal one whose cost would be higher than any of us could imagine.
They're clamping down on free speech and,
We came to this place because Babylon 5 was our
Roundabout
last
way.
best hope for peace. By the end of 2259, we knew that it had failed. But in so doing, it became something greater. As the war expanded, it became our last best hope for victory, because sometimes peace is another word for surrender.
These images, released exclusively to ISN, were found on that recording.
So where's Keffer?
Strategic analysts in Earth Dome have indicated they don't know who this new race might be, but promise to find out.
Alright, with that beam, that's definitely the Associates. So what, did they find Keffer's ship because they found the beacon, or... No, he shot the beacon away from his ship, right? Sorry, I hit stop recording by accident. Keffer shot the beacon away from his ship, so they found the beacon. Keffer's still missing. Okay. Season 2 down. Let's talk about the finale, shall we? We shall. All right. Wow. I can't believe another season of Babylon 5 is down. But let's talk about the finale in and of itself. the Kosh reveal was everything. Damn, I did not expect that. I thought that the series was gonna not drag it out, but like keep that revelation from us for a good amount longer. And it made perfect sense. When I saw Kosh, I was like, that makes perfect sense. And I don't know why. I can't articulate or logic that out why I thought that made perfect sense, but it just kind of did. You guys kind of feel that? Hopefully you do. The visual on the screen made perfect sense, and then the fact that everyone was seeing something different, seeing their own deity in their own mind's eye, or with their own eyes, I should say, that makes all the sense in the world as well. And like Sheridan, I think, was the one who said it. Oh, that's why when Kosh said whenever he reveals himself, everyone will recognize him. Yeah, a little play on words there. Good old Koshi boy. So yeah, like the bomb on the little transit train thing, Sheridan jumping out, and yeah, so they're in the dome, right? So there's like, it's spinning, so there's artificial gravity, but when he got on the train, didn't they say that like, oh, this is like a low gravity area? Because it definitely seemed like he wasn't falling as fast as if the gravity is 9.8 meters per second, like here on Earth. So yeah, either way, I guess I kind of semi-predicted it. I was like, Kosh has to do something. Like, who else can do anything? And I was right about that. Just a lucky guess. Just a lucky guess right there. Ah, man. And then also makes all the sense in the world that Londo saw nothing. It would have been cool if maybe he saw like the angel of death, as far as what the Centauri think is the angel of death. But yeah, he saw nothing. That's great. That's great. So yeah, like I can't believe that happened. Not really too much more to say about that. I mean, Delenn did say, I always say that and then I keep talking about the subject that I just said that about. Delenn did say that the shadows will know that Kosh revealed himself, and they'll think that the Vorlons are now ready to attack them, or ready to fight. But that's not true. Either way, it seems like the Associates, the Shadows, are not aware of any of the other races besides the Vorlons being aware of them. And, piggybacking off that, the creature in hyperspace indeed was a Shadow, was an Associate. It looked exactly like them, even back when we first saw them in... I did the ranking, so I believe this is way back in episode 4. I know it's early. I think I have that right. Where Kefir saw it in hyperspace for the first time. But I didn't get ultimate confirmation until this episode, and the laser beam, the energy beam that they shot out, definitely confirmed. It was purple, like we see all the other Associates in the Shadows attacking the Narn colony and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So, yep, that makes sense. Kefir, my man, like that last shot, I didn't just imagine that. He was like kind of burning up, like his face, like, oh my God, did we just lose Kefir? Man, this goes back to, did JMS just want to kill him off this whole time because he didn't like that the studio told him to write in a hotshot pilot, even though eventually I got endeared to Kefir and I actually like his character. So that'd be really too bad if JMS was like, oh, finally I have a way to kill him off, and I'm going to, because I want this guy in my face. I don't know. Okay. Night Watch shit and Wells. Yeah, like I'm right about that they're the ones spilling all the information left and right. They're the ones leaking everything, leaking stuff to Londo, and it was really disturbing the scene during the meeting with Wells talking to Zach, and how he was describing people just being a little discontent, mouthing off here and there. It's like, oh, well, you know, the things that we have to look out for, they can be subtle sometimes. Like, no, man, you're on the verge of like suppressing free speech and whatnot. People can disagree about what their government is doing, and they can stand on the corner and call the president whatever names they want to. But it is such a unfortunately, it is so fitting for the times we live in now. Hate to say it, and I'm gonna leave that there because I never want to get political on this. But yeah, scary stuff coming up in season 3. This kind of goes with Ivanova's little narration at the end where she said the Babylon 5 peace thing had failed. And she was talking about the war, and we'll get to that. But I also do relate it to this suppression of free speech that seems to be coming from the Ministry of Peace. And now we'll get to Lance. I just looked it up, and it doesn't seem like we ever saw him before. And yet, the more I saw him, the more I was convinced that we had. And yet, I never heard the name Lance before. So it's just the actor looked really, really familiar. But yeah, his work is, and his goal was to start a non-aggression treaty between Earth and Centauri, so they can sidestep all of the shit that's coming down the fan. And in doing so, in kind of stepping back and staying out of it, they're allowing all of the smaller species, the non-aligned world species, to be vulnerable to Centauri invasion, Centauri takeover. Drazi, the Pakmorar, if I'm pronouncing them correctly, that's just the start. And Earth kind of saw it coming, and Sheridan saw it coming as far as training his Star Fury pilots with Centauri models. That's very good. But of course, Lance was horrified when he saw that. And that's, of course, why he didn't want to speak to Jakar, because he knows that Jakar's not going to like the Centauri and Earth being in a non-aggression treaty at all. And Lance wanted nothing to do with speaking with Jakar. Man. And I'm surprised that it still went through. I was convinced that Sheridan protecting the Norn ship, because it was the right thing to do from a regulation standpoint, not only a morality standpoint, but from the regulation standpoint. But because he was doing that, he ended up blowing up the Centauri warship. I was convinced that this is the thing that's going to get Earth into the war. I said kind of like their Pearl Harbor. A lot different. Just the only similarities, like this is the event that would get Earth into the war. Pearl Harbor got America. So when I say Earth, I'm saying America in this. Sorry, I'm from America, so hopefully that doesn't offend anyone. Pearl Harbor got America into World War II. And another tangentially related thing, when I was looking up stuff about Lance, there's a note here that I've read. Lance's remark about peace in our time echoes the words of British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain prior to World War II. So Lance is like the Neville Chamberlain figure, where he just wants peace, regardless of all the atrocities that Hitler was doing on the European mainland. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know who would be the oh God, I'm so blanking on the Prime Minister of Great Britain during World War II. I'm so blanking on it. What is it? Winston Churchill. Oh God, sorry. It's late. It's late on a Saturday night, guys. Of course. Who's the Winston Churchill figure in this? Is it Sheridan? I don't know. I don't know about that. But either way, I know I'm rambling here, guys. Sorry for the tangent of getting off on a historical bit here What else about the episode? I think I'll leave it there because you guys all know what comes next. All right, assholes. You know what time it is. It is my ranking video of all of the season 2 episodes of Babylon 5. Just like I did with season 1 at the end of season 1, ranked all the episodes. Hopefully all of you that are watching this have watched that ranking, so you will know how it goes. It's going to be pretty rapid fire. Still so much more Babylon 5 to go, so I don't feel like I need to analyze every little nitty-gritty part of each episode. So it's just going to go worst to first, a little rapid fire here. I got the episodes on my other screen to my left. Now, just a disclaimer, and I made this disclaimer before, realize that this is a snapshot in time of a person who's only watched the first 2 seasons of Babylon 5. So the subject of implications come through. There are going to be certain episodes that I'll say, not too many implications, at least not yet. And you guys, having seen all of the seasons, might be like, well, no, you're wrong about that. Okay. How am I to know that? There will be others where like, well, I can tell this has a lot of implications going forward. So there's a difference there. It's just a snapshot in time. Of course, my ranking will change over time if I ever revisited it. I'm not saying I am, but if I were to re-rank season 1 episodes, probably would be a little different. Now, with that out of the way, I will say that ranking season 2 episodes was a lot more difficult than ranking season 1. I feel like the quality disparity of season 1 episodes from like the best to the worst was the gap was quite large, however you want to quantify that range. Where season 2, it's, closer together. I don't know where it is within the season 1, but like definitely closer together. A lot more high quality episodes in season 2, not as many low quality episodes. Where like season 1, the bad ones like stuck out like a sore thumb, and the great ones stuck out like a really great sore thumb. Where season 2, there's a little more minutia there, and I had to make harder decisions. Things were closer together. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Once again, they're to my left, so that's why I'm going to be looking to my left. I think everyone can predict number 22, the worst of the bunch, episode 5, The Long Dark. And this is where Dr. Franklin, is like being really creepy to that one patient. And I don't have to say any more about that. I will say that the other parts of this episode aren't good enough to redeem the Dr. Franklin stuff at all, to pull it out of last place. Like, I don't know how good the rest of the episode had to be to pull this out of last place. Like, let's move on. Number 21, spot 21, episode 16, Knives. Yeah, this is the big kerfuffle about me switching the episodes, but them already being switched. And so I ended up watching Knives after In the Shadows of Zahadum. And yeah, it was a real halting of momentum. And beyond that, it was just like not many implications. She's just seeing shit. And yeah, CGI with the pterodactyl, and I know that's not the show's fault, but what am I going to do? Next, spot 20, episode 3, The Geometry of Shadows. So next to each of these episode titles, I have in parentheses just a little synopsis of like what happened, just to help jog my memory. And next to this one, I wrote wizard shit, comma, we see that Veer has some stones. So I didn't mind the wizards. They're just kind of like a random, I don't know, protagonist, antagonist, random subject matter character in some of the early episodes, as I think the shows want to do, and as a lot of shows that have so many episodes is want to do. I did love that Veer really showed some metal in front of that creature. Spot 19, episode 14, There All the Honor Lies. So this is the one where Sheridan gets framed. framed by killing the Minbari in cold blood. And he starts his real lessons from Kosh, but there's no implications of that yet. I obviously know there will be, but none in this season. So it's kind of more of a. I liked the middle part of it where you didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but the ending was kind of like, oh, they just resolved it that way. So yeah, lower episode for me. Spot 18, episode 4. And I was right when I just said this is the Kefir one. A Distant Star. Kefir goes through hyperspace and starts his obsession with hyperspace, which we see pop up in a few times throughout the rest of the season. But yeah, like Sheridan's buddy came in and his ship got like trapped or lost in hyperspace, and that's why Kefir and his Zeta Squadron was out there. So it's very self-contained besides the Kefir hyperspace stuff. And now that we just did see a little more Kefir hyperspace, maybe I should have gone back and ranked this one a little higher, but regardless, that's only the only implications there. Where are we? Spot 17, episode 11, All Alone in the Night. This is the one where the main bulk of it, the A story, Sheridan gets captured on that ship of like those aliens that pit people against each other and just want to watch them fight. And they were like normal looking aliens, which is kind of funny. So yeah, the main bulk of it, the A story, is once again no implications. Sorry to sound like a broken record there, but this is a little higher than the previous episodes I've already mentioned because of the ending, the revelation that Sheridan has quasi been spying on Dr. Franklin and Garibaldi and Ivanova and making sure they're good to bring them in on this part of the government that truly believes and is trying to prove that Santiago, the previous president, was indeed assassinated and assassinated by his successor, whose name escapes me at the moment, but it'll come back to me. So yeah, a little better than the previous 5 I mentioned. Spot 16, episode 2, Revelations. This, of course, is the one where Jalen comes out of her cocoon and we see how she looks. And obviously that has a lot of implications going through the rest of the season, with other Minbari questioning what she has done, why she did it. I thought she had gotten permission to do it from her government, but I guess they didn't yet give it to her. She went along with it herself. And then there's she eventually experiences like real, I don't know if racism is the right word of her own people, but in the episode that we already mentioned, There All the Honor Lies, where Sheridan gets framed, that one Minbari calls her a freak. So that's why this episode is a little higher, because of her reveal and her new look has so many tentacles that go out throughout the rest of the season. The rest of the episode, I can't even remember what happens in Revelations besides Delen's reveal. Spot 15, episode 1, Points of Departure. Obviously, this is Sheridan's introduction, and I thought it was a little rough. You guys all said, give it time, he'll grow on you. And of course, you guys were absolutely right. And this is also, there's a lot of lore dump with that scene with Lanier speaking with Sheridan, and Ivanova's in the room too. Kind of just a big like exposition mass placed on the table. So I thought that wasn't handled that well. Because, why would Lanier just dump all that on this guy he's never, he doesn't know, Sheridan? If it was still Sinclair, that'd be a different story. So yeah, a little clunky writing right there. So, but so that's like the top of the bottom third, more or less, episode 15. Okay. Spot 14. I meant spot 15 just then. Spot 14. Episode 6, Spider in the Web. This is when Talia's mentor visits and is killed. And this is the Abel Horn episode where she sees his visions of like the moment of his death, and they get into what the Psi Corps is doing to these people, these telepaths in the secret base on Mars. So pretty good episode. As far as the Talia ones, it's still the lowest of them, but yeah, didn't mind it too much. I mean, nothing seemed to have ever come of Talia seeing that Psy-Corps member in Abel's memories when he's being, I don't know if torture's the right word, but when he's being worked on in that secret station on Mars. So that's kind of too bad. I don't know if that was a thread that just kind of got dropped from JMS or by JMS, whether willingly or unwillingly. Next, spot 13, we have episode 21. Just last week comes the Inquisitor. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of this video, one of the greatest moments was realizing that Sebastian was, and I'll say it, Jack the Ripper. And that really, that basically holds it up here. I will say, like I said at the beginning, I'll repeat a little bit here, that I do have more appreciation after editing that episode, rewatching all of Sebastian's, all of his intricacies, his acting, his delivery. I get it. And I get more what the episode was trying to do. So yeah, maybe if I was ranking this before watching it again, it would have ranked even lower. So, spot 13, not quite breaking the top half, I think is good. I think is good and fair. Spot number 12, episode 15, and now for a word. This is the journalism docu-series-esque episode. And I feel like, 12, 11, kind of towards the middle, this is definitely kind of a mark, like a demarcation, prime meridian mark of the ranking. It's like, in my mind, you're either lower than the journalism episode, worse than the journalism episode, or better than the journalism episode. So in my mind, this is a mark of demarcation here. That all being said, I thought this episode was really good for what it was, and I liked the different flavor that this episode gave us, and I thought that the journalist herself, though at times, like journalists are wont to do and how they are wont to be portrayed, she seemed to be overstepping her boundaries in certain aspects, in certain ways. But at the end of the day, she still seemed like a fair and honest journalist. So I thought it was a good episode. Spot 11, episode 12, Acts of Sacrifice. So this is the Centauri War and Narn War is a few episodes old, so not too old. And this is the one where Jakar is kind of asking everyone, Earth and Delenn and Bari, for help. This episode also gets brownie points for that dumbass Centauri getting fucking stabbed. That was cathartic. And then this is with the Lumati and the Ivanova sex dancing scene, which I mentioned before, a lot of you don't seem to like. I thought it was really cool and really funny. Tell me about your portfolio. I'm still waiting for you to tell me about your portfolio. Next, spot number 10, episode 18, pretty recent one, Confessions and Lamentations. So this is the Plague one, Dr. Franklin episode. Dr. Franklin always seems to have a few really good ones, the episode 5 notwithstanding. And I love the doctor of, God, I'm sorry, the alien race that gets wiped out in this episode. The name eludes me at the moment. So sorry. But yeah, I thought he was a very endearing character at the end, even if at the very beginning of the episode you were a little wary of him. He was hiding something, which he was, but he was being suppressed by his own government. I thought it was a great episode. Yeah. Spot number 9, episode 13, Hunter Prey. So this is a Kosh-centric episode and also a Kosh ship centric episode. And it's also the one with President Santiago's doctor being on the run because he knows that his successor, I can't remember his name, was not sick when he left the president's ship right before it exploded. I really liked the actor who played the doctor. I thought he was very good, very good. One of my favorite single episode characters. Not my favorite, we'll get to that, but one of them. So yeah, I thought this was a really, really good episode. This was one I was a little proud of myself. I was kind of predicting certain things, and I was getting pretty lucky in being correct. You know, they were going to knock out the doctor before they brought him on Kosh's ship and whatnot. But good episode. So spot number 8 is what we just watched. Episode 22, The Fall of Night. Now, I had asked whether the season finale was going to be better than spot number 6, because that's where the season finale of episode 1 of season 1 ranked. This ranks lower not because it's a worse finale, but just because I think there are more high quality episodes in season 2. So that's it. But I will say, just like the season 1 finale, I was left wanting a little more from a finale, and this one being season 2. Now, I get it. I'm sure just like season 2 started a week after season 1 in TV in real time back in the early 90s, season 3 probably started really soon after season 2. So, like, it puts less pressure on the finale when you don't have to wait for very long, if I'm right about that. Like I just said, the Kosh reveal was awesome, was great, but I don't have to talk too much more about it. I just spent like 6 minutes on it. So yeah, it's ranking number 8. Ranking spot number 7 is episode 20, The Long Twilight Struggle. So this is Drawl's return from the planet. He's a lot younger, 30 years younger. And this is the end of the Narn Centauri War. And I didn't think it was going to end this season whatsoever so swiftly. But of course, if it had to end swiftly, there's only one way it could have ended swiftly. And that's with Londo's use of Morden's associates of the Shadows. That shot, one of the best shots, editing-wise and lighting-wise, and pushing the boundaries of what was possible back then, is, of course, Londo in the ship watching the Narn homeworld get decimated by mass drivers. One of the best shots in the show, definitely. Yeah, and I had said at the time that even though it was like the end of this pretty big war that defined most of the season, it did feel like a setup episode, and a setup episode of what's to come in season 3, not necessarily the final few episodes of season 2. All right, ranking number 6 is episode 8, A Race Through Dark Places. So this has a weird place in my heart just because it's the first episode I reacted to on the East Coast in Rhode Island when I was taking care of my father. But it was a really good one, as you see by its ranking. Talia, the Underground Railroad, the crazy subversion of expectations when Talia started shooting all of her brethren in the Underground Railroad, and then that turned out to all be fake. Like, wow. Crazy stuff. Great episode. And the return of Bester. So, brownie points for that guy's punchable face showing back up. All right. Top 5. Ranking number 5. Episode 9. The Coming of Shadows. Stake in the ground kind of episode, as I like to say. So this is the first time that Londo uses the Associates, and thus this is the start of the Narn Centauri War. So very interesting. It starts with the Associates, the Shadows being used by Londo, and it ends with the Associates, the Shadows being used by Londo. So really the bookends there make all the sense in the world. This is also when the Centauri Emperor visits, and I really liked his character. I really love that he had the wig of the Centauri hair, and he's like, no, I don't need that this episode. So that was kind of a breath of fresh air. Loved his character. Jakar was gonna assassinate him, but he ended up dying of natural causes, and the tragic timing of Jakar holding out his hand to Londo after he heard of the Emperor's message when Londo had already used the associates, but it just hadn't come out yet. The timing was just utterly, utterly tragic. So that was ranking number 5. Ranking number 4, In the Shadow of Zahadum. So another stake in the ground episode. We discover that Morden was on the Icarus. We also get Veers discussed for Morden. That was before. That was great. But Morden on the Icarus, that was one of the bigger holy shit jaw-dropping moments of the entire season. And Sheridan's demeanor throughout that I thought was pitch perfect. You know, he was going beyond protocol because of his feelings. He was being overly emotional, but you can't blame the guy. And then Garibaldi's reaction to that, I thought you couldn't blame Garibaldi either. And so, I thought the dynamics there were really realistic. And then at the end, the revelations of the Shadows, their past, the Vorlons being the last ancient race, that was pretty cool. I wouldn't say it was the greatest stuff at the very end of that episode. So that's probably what keeps it out of the top 3 is I think the audience was supposed to be a little more taken aback by this history of the Shadows and the Vorlons are the only ones that left. But I was just okay, cool. Yeah, okay. But regardless, though, still an amazing episode with the Morden stuff and the Icarus. All right. Medal podium time. Ranking number 3, taking the bronze. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this. It's episode 7, Soulmates, the one about Londo's 3 wives. Now, if anyone's familiar enough with my channel to have seen my ranking video of Firefly, and I go way more in depth in all of those episodes because there are only 14. There's only one season. In my top episode, I guess I won't give it away in case you guys want to say what I said about my top episode. Number 1, even though this is number 3. But number 1, I said I just kind of had the most fun with it. And that's true of Soulmates. I thought it was very well written. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought all 3 of the new female characters, his wives, were characterized very, very brilliantly, and they all had their own distinct personalities, and they all acted them very well. And of course, T being the pinnacle of that. Another one of my favorite single episode characters. Still not quite my favorite, but another one of my favorites. And yeah, he just self-contained, no implications. So this proves that you don't have to have implications to be a high-ranked episode on my list. So Soulmates gets the bronze medal. Getting a silver. A recent one. Episode 19, Divided Loyalties. Lyta returns, and we get the 2 twin peaks of revelations, starting with Susan is a latent telepath. Jaw-dropping stuff. Man, probably even more jaw-dropping than Morden being on the Icarus, really. Because, God, Susan's hatred of telepaths and our knowledge of her mother's plight of being a telepath, we got that so early in the show. I can't remember exactly, but so early. Morden came later. So that's why it might be one of the most jaw-dropping things in the show so far. And then Talia being the sleeper agent. Tragic. Frankie's coming. Tragic stuff with her character. Hey, Frankie. I had said it before, Talia rhymes with trauma. In previous episodes, she always seems to be the one going through it the most. But then, was all that fake? Was all that kind of for nothing? It's really sad. And then we're never gonna see her again, her acting again. Say it ain't so, but we haven't seen her since episode 19. So, divided loyalties gets a silver, and brownie points from all that stuff from The Gathering. Just like, come on, I've talked about in previous episodes where take episode 6, take episode 21, you smash them together, you get this. That was a long gap. This is the longest. The Gathering, all the way to episode 19 of season 2, that's 20 plus, that's 39 episodes of difference, of space. But okay, if you've been paying attention, you guys know what has gotten the gold this time. It is episode 10, Gropos. Now, my favorite single episode character is Dodger. I thought it might be true when I first saw this episode, and it ends up holding. I thought her characterization of not being able to have time to grow close to someone from an emotional standpoint, only just wanting the physical aspect to feel alive because she's a soldier and she could be dead at any time on this next mission or that next mission. She could be cleaning out a latrine 1 minute and knee deep in blood the other minute. I thought that was brilliant characterization. Really great to have such a strong female character written in this old of a show. Not that Susan's not. Susan, Talia, Delenn, all really strong women characters. But Dodger had a different flavor because he was a soldier, And then she died. Tragic. This does have the advantage of being number one for me from a personal standpoint. If you guys remember, watching this episode was in the thick of it when my dad was really not doing well, when I thought he wasn't getting out. And, so thus the Dr. Franklin and the father stuff really touched me. Yeah, and I shed a lot of tears through this episode. So, yeah, a little bias there putting this number one. Sure, it's my list. What are you going to do? Yeah, and then just from a technical standpoint, all of the extras, crazy. Wow, I'm sure that was nightmarish for the director. And poetic how Dodger died and both of Kefir's bros also died. That was a really cool B story with Kefir and the other guys. At first you're like, this isn't going to go well with them just being in his room when he came home. But yeah, it ended up turning out really well in the moment. And then the final shot with Kefir being more contemplative than Garibaldi after Garibaldi saw that Dodger was dead. So it also is tragedy for Garibaldi in his arc, saying like, this is just another thing that I made the wrong choice of in my life, and it went badly because I didn't have the capacity to make the right choice. And it never seems like I can make the right choice. So, yeah, Gropos. It takes the gold. All right, I mentioned last episode, but I'll mention it again. I will be going to Southeast Asia for a couple of weeks at the end of April into May. So as far as my Patreon supporters go, that'll be about the timeline. I'm busting my hump to have that trip only delay me by a week and not 2 weeks, because I'll be there for 2 weeks. So I'm trying to get a week ahead between now and then, so I only have a week delay. Now, if you remember, I took a week off between season 1 and 2. So instead of doing that between season 2 and 3, the week delay will just be a few weeks down the road. And for people seeing this on YouTube, instead of around end of April, beginning of May, your week delay or week gap will be maybe third week in May, something like that. Just keep an eye on the pinned posts in every YouTube video that's uploaded to be up to date on the timeline. So, but yeah, expect a week delay at some point. So hopefully you guys understand. Thank you for watching this reaction with me here on YouTube. Like I always say, if you like what I do and you want me to continue doing it, the easiest way to ensure that continues happening is to hit that subscribe button. It's free. It's right there. Also, leave a like and leave a comment down below letting me know not only what you thought of this episode, but of my reaction to it. And if you'd like to support me further, you can find my Patreon link down in the description below. 3 tiers, 3 further ways to support me beyond YouTube. All right, everyone, never forget. There is nothing in the dark, no pain, no fear, only the lights.